I just wanted to continue from our last video and just kind of focus on the time element as far as breaking this down by years or quarters or whatever it happens to be. So let's just take what I did is I took what we had done in the last video. You see it on the screen right now. Kind of changed it up just a little bit, but overall it's pretty much the same data and the same information. So first of all, what I like to do is kind of break all this information down by year. Okay, now it probably wouldn't help much to have like the year 2020 and then have another set of columns for year 2021 and 2022. This thing would be humongous. All right, so instead what we'll do is we'll put the years down here. So we'll see alpha, and then we'll see a breakdown by all the different years, and we'll see Anna, same kind of thing there. That would be a thought. Doing it the other way is just taking up too much width, much harder to print out as well. So we're going to take this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to find our order date and drag the order date down underneath company. All right, and we get that. Now, again, you're going to get these pluses in here because when you bring in the date, it not only gives you, well, it breaks it down into years and then into quarters and into the months. All right, so in essence, you could actually go to here and see the quarters, go to here, see the months, something like that. I'm not really interested in getting that deep with it, and I really don't care to see these little pluses in here. So what I'm going to do is while I'm on the date there, I'm going to go back into Analyze up here on the pivot table tools, go to Group Field, and tell it that I really don't need to see right now the months or the quarters, just like that. Hit OK, and it goes away. So it's just nice and solid there. So that's it. So what I'm looking at right now are the years, the yearly breakdown by all this information. So in essence, what you're seeing right there, those numbers all add up to what you see there. All of these numbers here add up to what you see here, and so forth. So not bad. You go a little bit further over here now. In this kind of a situation, what's happened is I've got my my sales and all the other information there broken down by zone and then by country. I don't know if I want to put the years after each one of these. All right, now here's the thought. What we could do instead is go over to the order date here. All right, now the order date, let me make sure we're on this one here. First of all, we'll go there, right? The order date, I can actually put that into the filters area, something like that. So when I hit the drop down, you can actually see all of the years in there. So what I could do in this case is say, okay, if it says all, then obviously somebody looking at this would say, okay, that's all your sales. If I go back here and I click on there and I say, just give me 2022, hit OK. Now this is the year 2022. Not bad. Now, if you want, we could maybe add in the, I guess the quarters, if you wanted to, for each of these. It might get a little bit heavy looking. So what I need to do is have availability to both the years and, let's say, the quarters. Now the problem is if I click on to the year there, either one, I can't get up in there and add the months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the order date out of here. I'm just going to drag it out just like that. That'll just kind of pull it off there. Now I'm going to bring in the order date again. I'm just going to kind of put it in the rows area here just temporarily. And when I get back onto the year, then I can go back to the group field, and there I'll see the years and I'll see the quarter. So if I go and click on the quarters as well, hit OK, now I've got both years and then the order date is representing quarters. So what I can actually do is take the years now and drag that into the filters. Look at that, huh? And now I've got up here where I can click onto that and say, okay, give me 2022. All right, hit OK. And then I've got my quarterly breakdowns. Now I got the quarters at the top of the list. That's what you see here. Now what I could also do is I could experiment with this and say, well, maybe I'll drag it between zone and country. What does that do? I don't know. If I put it below that, it gives me that. I think that looks probably the best. And if I'm going to do something like this, I probably also want to add some extra spacing in here. It is getting a little busy looking. So what I'll do is go back into the Design tab, go over here to the blank rows, and click on Insert Blank Line. See? That way at least get a little gap in there. And while I'm here, maybe go in there and go into like the table styles here and find something that might look good. Maybe orange or maybe even blue, whatever. That makes it look nice. And also maybe do some banding on there, kind of make that stand out. So that would help and break up the monotony a little bit. But overall, that's great. And then what we can do is I can change this now to 2023, hit OK. There's 2023. All right, so here's another thing we can do as well. I'm going to go over to the next one here, and this is a little bit smaller, group here, and maybe even go over here. We'll do this one here. All right. So on this one, what I like to do is have more of a monthly breakdown. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second here, but what I'm going to do is click onto here, bring in the order date, just like that. I'll just put it underneath here. All right. Now, when I do that, it seems like it's already broken up. If I click on one of the dates here, go back to Analyze, go back to my group field, there in fact you can see my my months, my quarters, my years. I got everything in there. Okay, so not too bad. Now, what we'll do, what I got to do is I'm going to go back on one of the years here, go back to the group field, and you'll notice that we just have the quarters and the years. What I like to do is get months in there. All right, so I'll click on the months, hit OK. All right, so now I got them all in there. I got everything. Right now, what I can do then is I can take the years up here like that. Take the now we're going to leave quarters down here, or actually we'll bring quarters up as well. So we're bring quarters up here. All right. And now, look at this. We have now a breakdown. Now, what this is saying, and this is a little bit different way of looking at it. This is showing the dollar amounts that that the reps have done in all of the Januaries. All right. So we got about 5 or 6 years worth of data. Adams in January for each of the Januaries of, let's say, 2020, 2021, 2022. If we add up the January numbers that Adams did, that's what we'd see there. That's not probably the best, way of looking at your numbers off the top, but it might make a little bit more sense because now we've got the filters in place here, where we can say, okay, take the years, hit the little drop down, and say, okay, 2023, right? So that's saying in the year 2023 what Adams did, right, in all the different areas here. And then a breakdown month after month after month. Not bad. So this is just another way of looking at it. The other thing you can do is we could take then the quarters and say I just want to see quarter 1. All right. Make sure that there, and then hit OK. And there's quarter 1. Not bad, huh? Because it knows that the quarters are these monthly breakdowns. So it knows that quarter 1 has that. Now if I went back in there and change that to quarter 2, there's your quarter 2. So just another way of kind of looking at your data using not only the splitting up the dates by quarters and months and so forth, but also then using some of them in the filtering area to kind of keep this in a smaller size while having this up here. I mean, having it like this, if you would have put the years and the quarters in here as well, that thing's going to become very, very long, very tall. This is keeping it short, or height-wise, but we're still able to see exactly what we want to see. So if I go back in there and I say I want to see all, there I go back to all, hit OK. Now there's all 12 months. Now, lastly, I can do pretty much the same thing. I mean, this is okay with the reps. And I think it makes sense looking at it like that as well. But I think even better, or I shouldn't say better, but another major area to look at would be our actual products that we're selling, and to be able to have that same kind of breakdown. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just click somewhere on the information here. Now this is activated to be matching up with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the order date, just kind of drag it into the rows, just keep it there temporarily. Now when I click on one of these and go back up into Analyze and hit my group field, then I'm going to see that it's already been broken down by the months, quarters, and years. Well, you obviously see that years, quarters, and then this will be the months here. So again, what I can do is I can take the years, drag that up there, take the quarters, drag it up there, and I've got exactly the same thing I had with the reps. So again, I can go back in here and say, okay, I want to see 2026, all right, and I want to see just the first quarter, all right, and there we go. So really good way of looking at your numbers. And again, you can go back in and say, well, I want to kind of spruce this up a little bit very quickly, go back into design, go to here to medium, find a coloring scheme that you like, maybe accentuate a little bit with the banded rows, go over here to the blank rows and insert a blank row between each of the groups, and there we go. You'll see on some of these, actually I think on the African lilies, looks like we only sold in 2026, only sold something in March. It's kind of an interesting, thought when you see that as well. So again, there we go. So hopefully this will help you with your data as well, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.